Hi friends, I'm Jake.
And I'm Miss.
And we are Bored Down Under. Today we're having a look at Terraforming Mars, the Ares Expedition game. This is our second look at this, despite the video being a first impression, and that's because last night we did play and film this in a versus mode, but the camera cut out midway through and we didn't realise, so most of it was ruined, and we did this whole session of talking about stuff and it just has fallen through. So we're here again. The benefit about this is that we kind of have our first impressions to lean into with our second impressions, which is, yeah, not a bad thing. So at the end of this playthrough, we're going to go through those opinions and we'll touch on what we did and didn't like last night and what, if anything, we found different here.
Yep, and we are playing the co-op mode today. Yesterday when we played it was versus, but today we're going to do a co-op playthrough.
Yeah, which will be interesting. Hopefully there'll be a bit more chatter between us. In versus, we had times where it was what's in my hand and looking at what options are available, and obviously not disclosing much of a strategy between us. So hopefully this is a bit more chatty anyway, and just a better format really to go forward with. Anyway, without further ado, let's jump into it. Alright, so just before we get into it, I'll give a really quick overview of what the game is and kind of what we're aiming to achieve. So feel free to skip over that if you already know that stuff. So we are terraforming Mars, and that is the board here. We have oxygen that we need to get to reach the top. We have heat that we need to get to reach the top. And we also need to flip over these water tiles that are in the middle. So those are kind of our three main objectives, or at least those are the three main objectives that you need to complete if you're playing the competitive game, the versus game. For us, we need to also get a cumulative score of 80, so 40 each roughly. And that's within 15 rounds. So each round, each of us are going to take a cube from this area here, and yeah, that basically means there are 30 cubes there. That means we've only got 15 rounds to score that number. So in order to do that, we're going to be playing cards from our hand and building up an engine. There are these phase cards that each of us have an identical set of 5 of, and these phase cards do, let's order them sort of a little nicer. Oops, I can count, there we go. So these phase cards, we've got the development, construction, action, production, and research. Each round, at the start of the round, I'm going to choose one of those to play, Miss is going to choose one of those to play, and based on which ones get played, because this is a cooperative game, we can discuss which we're going to play and make sure that we don't choose the same one. In a competitive game, choosing the same one can happen and it can be a little more, a less eventful round, but rounds don't matter as much in the competitive version. So for cooperative, basically I'm going to pick one of these, Miss is going to pick one of these, we're going to play them, and then we're going to flip over these phase tiles based on the ones that we actually chose and perform or resolve that particular phase. The following round, we won't be able to choose the same round, but because, if I choose development this round, Miss on round 2 chooses development, on round 2, I get to pick up the development card that I have. So in this cooperative mode, you kind of always have access to any of the phases really. Or at least that's my understanding. We'll see if that changes going forward into the game, but I'm pretty sure it won't. So each of the phases, development allows us to play a green card from our hand. So anything with a green sort of side here. The construction allows us to play any red or blue cards. Excuse me. And the action phase allows us to, on the blue cards that we play, there are often actions on the cards, and there is also actions at the bottom of our player board, so we get to perform the actions there by paying the cost, and these actions are essentially things to do with the board. So it's either growing forests and building up the oxygen on Mars, raising the temperature, or gaining water and flipping over these water tiles. So those are kind of the actions that we can do from the bottom here. There are also heat and plant sort of actions that have to be done. So these are, these are represented at the bottom, but basically these are mandatory. If either Miss or I have 8 plants or 8 heat sitting in our kind of pool here, we have to perform those actions and raise the temperature and that sort of stuff. But it's good because it increases the money that we earn during the production step, which is, funnily enough, the next phase. So during the production phase, we end up gaining, this is kind of the income tracking board where as we build cards, we will gradually increase these little trackers. And each time the production phase happens, we earn money, cards, heat and plants based on the tracker that are here. These two are capabilities, so we've got steel capabilities and titanium capabilities, and that basically discounts the cards that have those tags. So for example, if you can see here, I've got a titanium tag on this card here. So that would mean if I've got any titanium capability, for each titanium capability I have, I'm reducing the cost of that card by 3. So that's kind of the production phase. We'll be earning money, and that's this board, that's your player board. And then the final phase is research. So we can only play cards from our hand. The research phase allows us to draw up to our sort of, or draw more cards. So from this giant mountain of a deck here, we get to draw 2 cards and keep 1 unless, so at the bottom of each of these cards, there's a bonus ability, and that bonus ability is applied to the player that actually played the card. So just quickly, the person that plays development, the green card that you play costs 3 money less, money being NC. The construction card, if you played this card, you get to either draw a card and keep it into your hand, or you get to play an additional blue or red card this turn. So you can actually build up to 2 kind of cards using the construction if you played it. The action lets you activate one of your activation cards 1 additional time. So when you play the action phase, you get to activate all of your cards once, as well as the actions on your player board as many times as you want. The production phase, if you used the production card, you gain 4 additional money. And then the research, if you were the one that played the research, you get to draw 3 additional cards, so 5 in total, and choose 2 of those to keep. And I think that's pretty much the game. So it's really an engine building game. There's going to be lots of playing cards from our hand and basically building up an engine to get as many points as we can going into trying to win the game. I didn't really touch on how we actually win the game. So the game will end once we've terraformed Mars. Each time we move one of these things up the track or flip over a board, or there's a number of cards that provide victory points in themselves. There's little symbols off to the right hand side here that can tell you if a card is actually worth victory points. But basically there's a victory point track along the side, and we need to grow our victory points to get to 40 each or 80 in total. So we'll see how we go there. Is there anything I've missed?
I don't think so. I mean, we have to grow our victory points to 80 as well as having achieved the 3 objectives you set at the start. So achieving all of that and then we'll win.
Yep, cool. All right, well, with all that said, let's actually jump into the gameplay. Hopefully I didn't miss anything, but if I did, fingers crossed, you just sort of pick it up as we go. So jumping into the gameplay. So I am playing Pterodactyl, if I've Pterodactyl, I assume that's correct. So I start
Tractor.
Not tractor. It's not tractor, but hey, maybe I sell tractors or build them. So I have a lot of money. I start with 51 money, so I'm an absolute Richie Rich at the moment. And my effect is that when you play any card that has an Earth tag or a world tag on the left hand side of it, so here are the tags represented here. Shouldn't be showing these cards. So in the cooperative mode, the only thing we're not allowed to kind of talk to each other about is the specific cards that we have in our hands. So she shouldn't be looking at those. So whenever I play a card that has a world symbol on there, I get that card for 3 gold less, and that's my kind of asymmetric ability that I have.
So my corporation card is Helion, And I start with 3 heat production, so my little cube's already built up on my engine, and 28 MC. And my effect is that I may use heat as MC, but I may not use MC as heat. So just a way of, even though I have less money, using heat as money to compensate.
Yeah, grouse. All right. Well, it sounds like you're going to be...
It may be hot in here.
Yeah.
At least on this side of the room.
Yeah. Well, that's good because we're working together, so I'm more than happy for you to make it hot. But it sounds like you're going to be going for kind of a...
I'll probably try to get some heat.
Yeah,
heat
a heat engine,
happening.
so that's good. I, on the other hand, am going to be... I have no idea what I'm going to be doing yet, so...
Things with worlds.
I mean, the nice thing about this little power is I kind of have flexibility, right? Like, I've got a bunch of money to do whatever I want with it, and the more worlds that I build, well, the better, I guess. So...
Yeah, so I'm thinking we're going to want to develop in the first round. And I'm thinking I should play the development card because I'm not as rich as you and having a discount on mine would be beneficial to me.
Okay. Okay, well...
You think you should have a discount? You're rich. You and your 51 MCs don't need a discount.
I guess it's more what am I... like... So
What would you be playing? You would then probably be playing, I guess... I don't know. What would you be playing?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. So I can't afford... I can... Not really-ish. So I can't make use of the construction. So looking at the cards in my hand at the moment, I can't really make use of the construction. I don't think it's worth jumping in and doing actions right now. Maybe I could research or I could do production. But if I'm doing production, what actually happens with production is I gain 4 additional coins for doing production, whereas you're going to gain 3 essentially additional coins for doing your green one, right?
Sure.
The green one gives you 3 discount, the production gives you 4 MC.
Yeah,
So
right.
theoretically the production
gives me more money.
Yeah, going to give you more if those are the 2 actions that we're going to choose, and I think that probably is.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not ready to construct, I could construct, but if you're not ready to, then it doesn't make sense to play that one yet.
Well, it's either that or research. I mean, I've got enough money that I don't really need to produce anything right now.
Sure.
But the cards that I have, like, I don't really have a lot of things to build, or more. I want to be using green a lot to begin with. So,
Yep. Well, we definitely develop,
yeah. All right.
and then I guess.
All right. How about
just
we develop,
production.
and I will research, and we can grab some cards
Sure,
and
yeah,
see
I like
see
that.
how things go. All right. So I'm researching, and you're developing.
Yep.
Not sure where to put my cards so that people can see, but
All right. So we get to each build a green project card, and as I said, I wanted to specialize in heat, so I'm going to be spending a fair bit of money. It costs 17, but then with the 3 less discount on it, means I need to pay 14. That's what, 10 and 5. 1 change. And it will let me right now draw 2 cards and then discard a card. And it also, during the production phase, produces 3 heat. So my heat is now sitting up at number 6. You get an instant effect of drawing 2 cards and then discarding 1 card.
cool. So I'm going to build the new portfolios, which allows me to, during the production phase, it will produce me 1 additional coin, 1 plant, and 1 heat as well, which is nice. So that costs me 14. So I get 1 change here, and I get to increase all my things. I need to lower my money because I don't start with 5 production. That would be insane. So that goes up 1, my heat goes up 1, and now my plants can go up 1. So that's the development phase. We have both developed. Cool. So now researching. So I get to draw up 5 cards.
Yep, and you'll be able to keep 2.
Yep.
Whereas I'm only going to draw 2 cards and keep 1.
Yep.
1, 2.
Which last night I don't think I ever took the research phase, whereas you took research quite a lot.
Yeah,
so we've completely reversed now. I get to look at a bunch of cards and decide, and you get to look at very few.
I'm probably going to go 1. Now we do have a hand limit of 10 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's fine.
Okay. So I'm going to pick these 2, and I'm going to pop them there in case people can actually see upstairs, but we'll see. And yeah, you're right. So we have not hit the hand limit of 10. I'm sitting on 9, and that's the end of a round. So we have forgotten to take these. We were supposed to take one of these.
When we flip this over at the start?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, because then you have the money to use.
Yeah.
Sure.
So after the phase, we take one of the cubes each. Any of the copper that we take is money that goes into our goes into our pool. Whereas these 3 special cubes, we can take them if we want to trade project cards, which will be something that's far more useful down the line once we've got engines up and running, and if either of us had a card that goes really, really well with the other person's engine. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. So we flip these back over, we restart the round.
And we play
can't
new
use
face
research
cards,
and development.
But not, the same ones. So, I mean, I'm thinking we probably still want to develop if someone who has a develop wants to play a develop.
I am
and I don't think I really
that.
need to research, so maybe I'll do production, I guess.
Sure.
Alright, so we flip over, what are we doing? We're doing development.
Yep.
And production, and we each take a cube now.
That's right. That goes into our little money pool.
And we're doing development, so we both get to build a green card. And I think I'm going to be building more heat. It costs 8 to build. And it says, during the production phase, this produces 2 heat, so I get to move that up 2 more.
Very nice, very nice. You are gaining heat quickly. In fact, getting a lot of heat.
I've got a lot of heat now.
Whew, all right.
It's real hot over here.
It's going to get, all right, well, I am all up in the business of asteroid mining now. So this costs me 28, which is hefty.
Oof,
so I'm hoping this
rich.
pays off down the line. So 28 here. Cha-ching. And this provides me 2 victory points at the end of the game. And it's got here whenever I play, it's titanium capabilities. So each time I play titanium cards, I'm going to pay 6 less for them.
Cool.
Which is...
did you just pay 28 because you get to pay 3 less?
You see,
I'll save you some money.
Never would have happened if we were versus.
If we were playing a versus game, I wouldn't have been
like,
looking at what you were doing. I would have just been looking at what I was doing, and it's just a mistake.
Well done.
Would have happened, but
I kind
since
of
we're
need
a
that
team,
because I'm now.
Yeah, you're supposed to be the
now
rich
pretty
one,
poor.
and you're
All right.
not that rich.
So that's development. So we've done the development phase. We'll flip that over. Production. So earning some money.
So we get gold based on where we are on the TR track.
Yep.
So that we're both on 5. So I get 5 from that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the only other thing that I've moved up so far is my heat, but it's on 8, so I get 8 heat.
Sure. And so I get the 5 from victory points, as well as 1 money, 1 heat, and 1 plant here. So 1 heat and 1 plant, and I gained my extra money.
And then
that's also supposed
the
to
only other thing I get is the bonus, which is 4 MC.
Cool.
I'll just put one of those back. Grab 5.
And that's the end of that. That's all she wrote, folks.
Okay, next round. What am I doing? Where is my heat that I just grabbed? Did I put it into money? I must have. That's the problem with your money looking like everything else. You grab cubes and you just automatically put them into the money spot. But I should have got 8 heat.
So I still think there's some developing that needs to happen. Just in my own personal opinion. I'm not sure if you can...
Well, I could help with that.
Oh, that's convenient.
I guess that's the one I'm playing.
Yeah. And then, look, I think I've got enough cards, and I don't think there's anything else. Unless you're after a specific other action, I think we want to get more production happening.
Yep.
So that's that. You reveal your card, which I believe you're doing development. And
what a twist would it be if it wasn't?
Ooh, sabotage. Hey, this ain't Shadows of Camelot. Alright, so you gain one of these.
Thank you.
I gain one of these.
Yes, and we are developing.
Yes.
Now, I haven't actually chosen which card I would be playing next. So there are some that aren't playable yet because they need higher temperature and that kind of stuff. And it has to be green, so it's none of those, which means I've got these cards to choose from. That one also needs a higher temperature. That needs me to have 3 heat, but I've got that. Probably going to go with this one. A fuel factory. It requires me to spend 3 heat when I build it, so I have to spend 3 heat. It costs 9, but I get it for 3 less, so it costs 6. And during the production phase, it will produce 1 MC. And when I play one of these, I pay 3 less for it, so that gets to go up 1 as well.
Cool. Alright. Good stuff. So that is the development phase done. So now we're on to production. So I'm going to gain 4 plus 1 plus the 5 points that we're on here.
Yep, and 8.
So 10. I gain 1 heat and 1 plant. And that's the production phase done for me.
So I got 6 gold from the 5 plus 1, and then I'm getting 8 heat, which I'm going to remember to put in the heat section.
Nice.
Put 10 and get a couple of those back.
Cool. Alright.
Yeah, what next? Back up to new phase cards.
Yep.
Have you got any, like, desire to construct just yet?
If you want to play...
I guess I'm not 100% there yet, but I would be heading towards it soon.
I have a card that I can construct. I would be happy if you played that. I can play development, so I'm still looking to develop.
Right.
If you want to, you know, do a bit of extra building, but you don't have a lot of money.
Yeah,
so...
I'm thinking I'm not quite ready to construct just yet, but I will be soon.
Okay.
I guess I would be looking either more to production or research.
I don't have a preference really. I guess production's never a bad thing, but I'm also conscious that we're, what, 3? This will be our 4th round into a 15 round game.
We haven't done a lot yet.
We've not touched anything, so I'm hoping that engines are gonna get built real soon.
I'll do this one.
Okay.
Alright, so I'm doing 4.
Yep.
Yeah, you haven't changed yours.
No.
I was like, oh, we've played the same one. You hadn't picked yours up yet. Yep.
Alright, so
we're doing
bit of development.
And we're doing production, and we both need a cube.
You get a cube, I get a cube, everybody gets a cube.
This time is going down feeling very fast
I know,
because we
right?
haven't moved any of these yet.
And
None.
I've realised a fatal flaw well, it's not really a fatal flaw, we'll see how it goes, but clearly they're giving us a little bit of extra money, so they're boosting the money, and I assume that's to counterbalance like the fact that the game's possibly shorter in this mode, I don't know. But I've kind of gone with this strategy of like money. And so I don't really want to pivot because I want to see how it works out, but I also feel like I'm earning money in a mode where money is less valuable.
Needed.
Yeah.
I mean, you can still spend money on things, you know, flipping these over and building forests for oxygen. Money is still useful.
It is.
Alright,
it
so
is.
we're developing. I need to choose a green card. So these are my options.
Okay. Oops. 1, 2, 3. That was supposed to go up there. And I may have missed. I think I missed gaining money from that last round.
Those two I can't.
I think I might have missed 3 coins, but we'll leave that in the wash. I'm pretty sure I've missed 3 coins because I didn't increase my track
you all the time.
I know. Right, so I've played my this one. So I now have some nitrophilic moss going on in my little area. So not only do I have a corporation that's making lots of money on Mars with economic growth and asteroid mining, but there's also a lovely patch of grass for people to sit out on and eat their lunch in the blistering cold with no oxygen and no water. So that's nice.
That's lovely. My card is costing 5. And it will, during the production phase, it will produce 1 plant.
Oh, I've also spent, man, I'm so bad at this game. I spent an additional 3 when I didn't need to because I played this card. There's not much to think about, and yet... Alright.
It happens. So we're done developing. I played production.
Mm-hmm.
So let's produce.
Sure.
I've played it, so I get the 4 plus the 5 plus 1.
Yep.
So 10.
So I'm gaining 9 here. 9 money. 1 heat. And I get 3 plants. So I built some plants this time. So my little moss here builds me up some plants because I figure we'll probably need some plants. You got heat covered. I don't need to worry about doing anything.
I'm feeling like I need to start spending my heat. Like we need to play some actions, then I can spend some heat, move up.
Yeah, I mean it does pay.
I think we need to start moving up.
I get what you're saying. I have nothing to contribute from actions right now, so I don't have a card that lets me do actions yet.
Yes.
So that's awkward.
Well, other things, I don't have a lot left in my hand that I'm able to play, so I wouldn't mind researching. Like I've got
Sure.
A couple of cards that require temperature or oxygen to be higher than what it currently is.
Would you be happy, because I wouldn't mind developing again, honestly.
Okay. You want me to develop so that you can research
if you're happy with that, and then
fine.
I'll research for us.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I'll be able to build. I've got 2 options of what I can develop, so I'll choose from these 2. My cards, I'm getting confused. So many cards. Those are those types. Alright.
Cool.
Yep.
So
I'm developing.
Yep, you're developing and I'm researching. I'm not sure if we really need to worry. I got you.
Thank you.
Yep.
So I've got 2 options for my developing. This one doesn't get me anything because it doesn't go with anything I've currently got. So I guess I'll be building this one, which is going to cost 16. 14, 15, 16. Oops. And it's some industrial farming, which during the production phase will produce 1 MC and 2 plants.
Nice. All right. So I've got some sponsorship going on, and because it's a world card, I pay 3 less for it, which is nice. So I'm paying 2 for some sponsors, and that's going to earn me an additional 2 money per production. So pay 2 and it'll pay itself off next round, which is lovely. All right, so that's our development phase. So now we're into our research phase. So I draw.
You get 5. And get to keep 2. And I get 2 and get to keep 1. So hopefully something's full.
Don't mind that.
I mean, that I can't use till the end of the game because of the temperature requirement on it.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess I keep this one because that one can't be used, but it's not super helpful. I'll admit my research hasn't helped an awful lot. It's
that's
okay.
No good. I've pretty much, because of this titanium capability that I booked, I'm like, research a card that's got titanium. I'll take it. I don't know whether it's good in the long run, but hey, we'll see how we go. I do need a card that... In fact, I need a couple of cards that have got animals and microbes on them.
Okay.
That would be really beneficial for me, but...
Well, if I had one, I would give it to you.
Thanks. I mean, I probably just threw one out because...
I might.
I didn't pay attention to... Yeah.
I don't think I did. Animals and microbes. I'll keep that in mind. I am unable to help with that currently.
That's okay. That's okay. So that's the end of that turn?
Yep, so we're going back into choosing phases.
So now I think... 2. Yeah, 6. Yeah, cool. Happy as Larry there. So I'm earning some plants. So after another production, I will be able to contribute to the plants. So I would be happy enough to do production this round, or I can do something else. If you want construction, I can do construction. What sort of thing would benefit you? I guess I'm happy with either construction or development at this point. Production rather, not development.
If we were constructing's not bad, because if I play it, I could, if I want to play it, I wouldn't mind drawing another card. Building one and drawing one.
Right, I see.
I'm not able to construct 2 things.
So I think I am,
Right.
which is probably more beneficial than drawing a card. If you wanted, you could play research if you're strapped for cards.
I'm fairly strapped. I've got...
Looks like you got a lot there.
Okay, well this one requires us to get the oxygen to red, which hasn't moved.
These are your...
These ones are my cards. This one also requires the temperature to be red, and it has not yet moved. This one requires me to have 2 science, which I don't have. And these are the ones I'm able to use.
Left with, yeah. tricky business. All right. Well, if you want to do research, then that works. I guess drawing a random card off the top is less likely to be a card that's actually useful for you, right? It's a bit of a gamble, so maybe if you choose research, you can get your pick of the litter in terms of cards, and I'll do construction because I can actually build 2 things for construction. Yep. Yeah?
Let's do it.
All right.
And then we need to start doing some actions.
I say I can build 2 things with construction. I'm not actually sure if I can. let me check this. Let me check this logic.
Working with someone. I've got no clue.
The math. It's just that I can't math very well. So that's going to end up costing 7. And that's going to end up costing 11. Yeah, we're good. All right. So...
I've played research.
I've played construction. So, construction is up.
So first of all, we take our little bronze each.
Yes, we do.
And then we will start your construction. So I will be building a blue card, which is a brainstorming session. It's costing 8. So
going to slide these over because people don't need to see that so much.
And it lets me reveal the top card of the deck. If it's green, discard it and gain 1 MC. Otherwise, draw it as an action. So when we play that action phase.
Yep, so I am playing both the assembly lines and the volcanic pools. So each one costs 6 less. So 7 and 11. So 7 and 11. And those are my two things. This allows me to spend 12 MC to flip over an ocean tile as an action. And I can reduce that by 1 MC per this little lightning bolt that I have. So at the moment that's sitting at 11 MC to flip over a tile, which is nice. And every time I use an action on one of my cards, I gain 1 MC. So it's really only going to cost 10 to flip over tiles.
I got distracted halfway through when you pointed to tags and I remembered this is actually cheaper.
Okay.
And I get to take 3 money that I paid back.
Nice.
Because I forgot about having this.
Okay. I've been there, believe me.
I feel like I've remembered in time that I'm allowed to do it.
Yeah.
Because we're still in this phase.
I'm completely on board with it. All right, so that's good, and I feel like that's useful. Now, the things that I have in my hand now are a lot less useful.
Okay.
So,
well, lucky we're researching.
yes, very true. So you take
so I
5.
played it, so I get 5.
Yeah.
Oh, yay.
I know.
Surely get something good.
This is going to leave you in analysis paralysis for what cards you want.
The cards are a little bit overwhelming when you first look at them. There's a lot going on them, and to draw 5 cards, I need to read all 5 and then select them.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to be quick, but yeah, it's a bit to do.
I don't think that's useful.
What were you talking about with microbes, by the way? You would like a card that says stuff about
Yeah, so I've got a
microbes?
card in my hand that I kind of want to play, which...
Like, would an action of adding microbes to a card be useful?
No, a card that can gain microbes.
Yeah, a card that gains its own microbes through actions.
I mean, I've got no idea what you're talking about. It's all very ambiguous. But
Let's say...
if the card... Like, I don't know what those microbes are going to provide, but having... I need a card that gains animals and a card that gains microbes. That being said, I think we're five turns in, so I probably want them fairly soon, and I've not found one myself.
So what I'm saying is, if I was to have a card that could gain microbes onto it, would you want it?
Probably.
Yeah.
I guess I'm not sure what the microbes are worth, but I would be happy. That probably sounds like the sort of thing that I would be interested in. Are we all very... You can't do the research, so I would have to do the research. You would have to do the production.
I'm happy to do that.
Yeah? Alright.
Alright, production.
I'm doing research.
I'm
Nearly
playing production. And I'm gonna grab one of these fancy blue cards.
Ooh, so we're trading.
Yeah, so
Okay.
give me something good, I'll give you this.
Yeah, okay. Well, I guess... I mean... it's not really good, but here. I don't really have great cards. To be honest.
Requires yellow temperature.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to just throw these out.
Yeah, for money.
For money, but I've got nothing to spend
something.
my money on.
Yeah, well, that's the tricky part. All right, so
we need to start doing actions so I can just use my cards.
Yeah, and I'm happy to do actions. Like, I'll have things to do in actions next round.
Because if
so
we can get some of those up, then I could actually use some of my...
Yeah. As of next round, we're going to be wanting to action.
All right.
Lights, camera.
So we're producing first.
Yes.
So I get 5 plus 4 plus 2 for MCs.
And I'm getting 11 as well, by the sounds of it.
11.
So 11, I gain 1 heat. And 3 plants.
And I also get 3 plants.
Ooh, look at that. Alright. Good production phase. Well done. Why did I draw a card?
I gave it to you.
Oh, you
We
gave it to me.
traded.
Nice, thanks. I remember. I'm like, I didn't have this, and I've not done anything that lets me draw a card. Ooh. Yeah, this is good. Yeah, no, this is good.
Well, you're welcome.
Cool, thanks. Alright,
So
and now we're
research.
researching, so I'm gaining 5 of these.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're gaining 2.
Thank you.
And those go back on top of this mountain of a deck.
Oh.
No.
I kind of got the card you want.
Well, that's okay, but have you got one that you want?
No. I got one that's far too expensive, although I can use my heat as money. So I could afford it. What does it let me do? Look, if you want me to keep the card for you, I will, because this other card's so expensive and it doesn't actually pair with the cards in my hand at present.
Okay, well I've got a card that I can trade with you that might be useful. So
did you take your own on one of them before when I took the blue one?
no, I don't think so.
We should have like even numbers.
Yeah,
right?
we should.
Yeah, that's better.
Cool, thank you.
You're welcome. So what? We were just researching.
We were, so that's the end.
The end. And we now need to choose new phase cards. I kind of want to do actions.
That's fine. I'm happy to do actions this round. I would like to do production, I think.
Alright. Well then I can't play production, I'll play action.
Cool.
And I'm going to take a blue one and give you this.
Sure, I'll take not that one, and I'll give you that one.
Thanks.
So now you can draw some cards. It's not the cheapest way of drawing cards, but you know.
Alright, so what did we play this round? We're doing action and production. So
Actions first, yep.
So reveal the top card of the deck. If it's green, discard it and gain 1 MC. Otherwise, draw it. Discard it. One. I activate it again. It's not green, so I get to keep it.
Mm-hmm.
And then gonna look at spending some stuff and things and move some things around. So.
Yep. So I'm getting one of these little happy little victory point forests. Finally, we're moving on up.
Yep.
My gosh, we're like 6 rounds in.
Yeah, we really need to do actions.
It's an engine building game. It's fine. We'll come through for a staggering come from behind victory here. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see.
I might raise the temperature a bit, I think.
I mean, you don't have a choice. You have to spend like.
So that was, I just paid for raising it twice.
You gotta do it again though, right?
Oh, but I still got, I didn't count all my money to be honest. So that moves up, and that's it, right?
Yep. So you've still got another.
So I'll pay again. And do that one up 1, temperature up 1. And
so.
But look, we've made some progress.
Yeah,
Not
look
a
at this.
lot.
Nah, this is the beginning of the end for Mars, mate.
Well, it's
Mars
the beginning
is
of
about,
the beginning because it's going to start Mars, not
Yes.
end life on Mars.
I guess.
Alright, so we've done actions, you've played production, so we get to gain some resources and stuff.
We do, which is very, very
And this
useful.
has gone up as well, so I've got 8 plus
So again,
2, so 10.
So I'm gaining 16,
Heat.
which is nice.
I've got 8 heat, and I've got 3 plants to get as well.
Me too. I'm really growing stuff, maybe some potatoes. Whoops, that's in heat. That's not where those were supposed to go. Some potatoes, some broccolis, some nitrophilic moss. Alright. Good stuff.
Alright, so looking at what we're going to be doing.
I think I would like to do construction.
Alright. Alright, so you want to do construction, you say?
I think so, yep. I think that's where I'm at. I think I'm wanting to do some building of things.
Alright, well then I'm thinking maybe I will do a production. Because if we develop as well, I'm worried about running out of money. Sure. I could always count my money and check if I had enough, but it's easier to just go. I'll play a production card and I'll count my money later.
Easy. Alright, so construction first.
Each. There's one for you. And we construct. So I can build a blue or a red.
Yep, so I'm going to build those anaerobic microorganisms rather. And that is going to cost me 10. And for my second action, I'm going to...
I guess I'll build this one. An interplanetary conference. It's got an effect on it when you play an Earth or a... I'm not actually sure what that picture is. Some sort of moon card looking thing. Excluding this, you pay M3 MC less and draw a card. And that's going to cost me 6 to buy.
Okay. So I'm playing my imported nitrogen, which is super cheap. It's cost me -6 for the titanium and -3 for being a world. So it only cost me 11.
Nice.
Which is good. So I pay my 11. And this lets me raise my TR by 1.
Nice.
And it lets me gain 4 plants. I've dropped a copper in there.
Yep,
and it lets me add 3 microbes. I also forgot to add microbes for playing this. So this gets 1 for when I played it. And then it lets me add 3 microbes onto it. So now that thing's sitting there and I can use it to discount cards going forward, which is nice. And that's my construction. So are we on to production?
Yep, I finished construction. I have built already.
All right.
So we're up to producing.
Lots of
stuff. I get
stuff.
4 MC, 2 MC, and what's that? 8, 14.
Get 13.
8 heat. And 3 leaves, which I need to consolidate some of my cubes.
3 leaves as well. There we go. All right.
And we've produced.
We have. So now we are back into it. I believe I would be happy to do an action this round. I think. Unless...
Are you still wanting to construct at all?
If we do construction, I'm happy to do construction, but if we do construction, I'm also probably using... I'll probably do production.
Production
instead of actions, I think. Which is probably okay. We'll be spamming actions in the last sort of...
Yep, alright, let's do it.
Alright.
So, what are you playing?
Production. Okay. I've used construction already, so...
Yep. So I'm construction. Alright, so we both take one of these. There's one for you.
Thank you.
One for me. And we are constructing.
We are.
And as the constructor, I can do an additional card. So I think I'm going to do these two. This one costs 5, but because of this costs 3 less. So it actually only costs 2. It's got an instant action that lets me draw 4 cards, then discard 2 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it's just kind of done, so I'm going to slide it in under there. And I've got 4 cards and I need to throw out 2 of them, and then I will still be constructing some more. I did get some animals.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, so I turned too late for animals.
So I don't keep it and throw it out?
If you don't need it. Okay, I'm getting hit by a giant ice asteroid. Or something along those lines. But don't fret. So it saves me 10 MC by paying 2 of those microbes. It costs 6 less from my titanium sustainability here. So that brings it down to 20. So 10, 5, and 5. So we get hit by this giant asteroid. It raises the temperature 2 times, which pushes that up there, and I get to flip 2 ocean tiles.
Nice. It's good that we're getting some water on Mars.
Yeah.
All right. So I've constructed one thing already this turn, the red one. But as my bonus, I get to do an additional blue or red card this phase, and I'm going to be doing this red one, which costs 5. And it says you may play an additional blue or red card this phase, and you pay 11 MC less for the next card you play. So I get to play another card, and it costs 11 less.
Okay, cool.
And it's going to be this blue card here,
Nice.
which costs 12.
Yep.
Minus 11 means it's only costing 1.
Nice.
Don't get those so confused. Yeah. And once I get a few more blue cards, it'll be useful. It doesn't help a lot now, but once I have 5 blue cards in play, it will let me raise the temperature, only spending 5.
Yeah, right.
Which, you know, temperature's got a long way to go still. So I think I'm done constructing.
Cool. So now it's production phase. So I'm going to gain 4 MC plus 9 is 13 plus 6 is 19.
And mine's on 8 plus 2, so I'm just getting 10.
Oops. So 19, I gain 1 heat.
I've got 8 heat.
Nearly got enough heat to actually make a difference. 3 of these.
And I also get 3 plants.
We're going to come through strong here. Have faith, friends. Have faith. We will bring it there. We will get there. I hope.
I hope. I mean, at the moment, I feel like we're behind, but, you know, we're building up, so
yeah,
we'll see how it plays out. We've finished our phases, so we're now up to choosing new phase cards. Alright, so you've done a construction, I've done a production, and we construct, which means I'm choosing from these.
And so I'm going to Synthetic Catastrophe to return another red card that I have in play to my hand. And then I'm going to use my second action to play a giant ice asteroid again. Which is, again, I pay 2 here to reduce it by 10. It gets reduced here by 6, so paying 20. And that raises temperature by 2.
Ooh. Let me look at which card I can play. No, the temperature's in... Oh, it's not in yellow yet.
And I get to flip 2 of these. Again.
Nice.
So 1 coin.
I'm going to be researching, which costs me 5.
1
And it
card.
lets me draw a couple of cards. And it gives me some science tiles, which I need.
I have. Yes, I have finished
Me too.
construction.
So we're up to production.
Yep.
Did we grab these at the start? Just then?
Probably not.
I don't think we did. One for me, one for you.
Ah,
Alright, and we're producing. So
well done, keeping us honest.
we'd be able to win this game if we only grabbed them every second time.
That's true. That's true. I reckon we'd get there.
So we're producing. I'm getting 2 plus 4 plus... What am I on? 8? So 14.
Mm-hmm. And I'm getting 11 plus 6.
Then I'm getting 8 heat. I really should swap some of these over for some gold ones. 3 leaves, and that's me done. 10.
There we go. So I'll be able to raise the oxygen by 2 in our upcoming turn, and the heat by 1 in our upcoming turn, which is nice. So I would be happy to do an action, I think.
I would be happy to do actions as well.
Yeah.
If you wanted to do, what did you want to do before that I didn't want to do? Developing. If you wanted to do developing still, I picked up a couple of cards then, so there's options if you wanted to develop.
I don't.
But I'm not sold on it. I'm saying it because you said you wanted to before. I would be happy to do actions. Be happy to do production again. Be happy to do...
Man, I don't know how we win this. Whew, it's looking stressful.
I've been stressed this entire game.
Yeah.
You keep telling me, oh, it's okay, we're building
fine.
engines.
I had faith in the engine, but then
my engine's not very good.
I've also started playing these like things that aren't really. I mean, they've got value because I've got discounts on them, but they're not. They don't.
I'm feeling like
build
my
an
engine isn't
engine.
gelling that well.
Look, we'll see how we go. We'll see how we go. Never say never, but maybe.
Okay, so yeah, happy to do some actions. Also happy to be the one that plays the action card if you're not phased on having a bonus action.
I'm not phased on having a bonus action at all.
Alright,
So-
well I'm happy to play it.
Okay. And are you happy to develop?
I'm happy to develop if that's what you want to do. Yeah.
Or, well, I don't know whether develop or production.
Happy
better.
with either. I can develop something.
I'll go with production. I get the feeling you should probably be producing just about every turn, but also actions every turn. Yeah, look, let's. I'm not sure if we've got the time to.
Construct still.
Yeah.
Yep, well I'm doing action. I don't think you've put down a card yet, have you?
Although, nah, I'm gonna do develop. I'm gonna do
Alright.
develop. Taking the gamble.
Alright. Well, let's take one of these each.
That's a really good idea. Play honest. There's too much going on. I'm
we're
too
not doing
focused on.
constructions or productions. We're going to be doing develops and actions. So the first thing's developing. Looks like you've already chosen yours.
I have. So I'm smelting. Arguably, this should have gone to you. In fact, you've got the money for this. Maybe I should have traded. Maybe I should have traded with you.
I'm listening.
What bonus do you get with heat? Like,
I can use heat as money.
oh, okay. Yeah, if you're happy to trade,
Sure.
I think I might trade with you.
Is there anything you're after?
If you've got anything that's got like titanium, the black symbols, or the world symbols. I kind of get value from them. In terms of my engine itself, I guess I'm not... Plants, like, we're going to need to raise oxygen. We kind of need to do everything. The one thing I'm not worried about is flipping tiles. I'm not worried about flipping tiles. The card I'm giving you hopefully means we can do a lot more. Like, we'll get the temperature up there, so it's really just plant-related things that I guess...
I don't know I've really got a lot that you're going to like.
Okay, well, like, I guess...
Don't have cards that'll be super cheap for you with, you know, these discounts.
That's okay.
So I guess I'll just give you this.
Just whatever's going, really. Whatever's going. All red cards are probably okay.
You want a red card?
Well, I don't mind. I don't really have an affinity. Nah, look, it's fine. It's fine. Don't stress. Alright.
Now
What is this
yeah,
rubbish?
no, I just knew that was coming. Just give me anything, I don't care. Wow. Way to give me anything.
No, this is okay. This is okay.
So we're in developing, and I
this.
get the sense I'm supposed to develop this card.
So I've taken this, and
I already took a brown one. There should be even numbers.
yeah, but I think I returned.
Yeah,
a brown one, but
so
I
I've
didn't
already
take the blue
taken
one.
mine.
So I've taken the blue one. That's our last trade that we've got of the game.
I'm going to build the smelting that you gave me.
Ooh, good choice. Good choice.
It's going to cost me 28, so you're kind of really making me spend a lot of money.
Yeah, I've made it broke. You can discard cards that you might not want.
No, well, I can use heat as money.
Yeah, but
I'm not right now.
Yeah.
So I'll just spend the money that I've got because I've got some money. It lets me draw 2 cards, so that's pretty nice. And it lets me, during the production phase, it produces 5 heat, so this gets to move on up. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that goes on 3 and that goes on 10. I'm now producing a lot of heat.
That
and I get
is
to keep these 2
exactly
cards.
what we want. So I built a plant thing. It gives me 3 heat and 3 plants as soon as I build it. So 3 heat and 3 plants. As soon as I build it, it raised my plant production by 1, and away we go. All right, into the action phase.
So I'll activate my cards first. So I get to reveal the top card. If it's green, discard it. It's not green, so I get to keep it.
So I think I'll... Ooh, except we don't have any... I don't think I want to spend my money. It's going to leave me with not much to do next round because the production comes after all the building stuff. So I'm not going to use that. I can do this
I'm
stuff,
going
though.
to do my bonus to do that one again.
So that's raising the temperature by 1. And then plants, I can create, what have I got here? I've got 20, which is only enough to do 2, so 16.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm going to have to throw out cards at the end of the round. I'm up to 11. So what are we doing? Action still. So I want to spend some stuff and things to do stuff and things. I'm going to spend my heat to raise temperatures at 8 points each. How many have I got? 10,
I think
20.
I've forgotten to move that up. It's still one part that I find difficult in this game. So, like, one of the points that I find it's just there's just so much going on in the game, and what I mean by that is just now I've paid some plants to buy some victory point forest tokens, but in terms of how they work, like that actual process and what you have to do there, so I have to take the number of cubes that I want here, like count out my cubes, return them to the pool. I then need to take the number of forests that I've built and, you know, give that to myself. I need to raise the oxygen track up 2, and then I also need to remember to raise the TR track up 2 as well. And it just feels like when you're doing all these things in the action phase, it just feels so easy to miss one step. They don't actually feel like, nothing links them together. There's no, you know, go from this to this to this to this. And once you get familiar with the game, and I'm not sort of saying that we're familiar with the game by any means, but once you get to the point where you feel like you're in a flow, you're not going to be looking at the player aid card or, you know, rechecking the rules and that sort of stuff. It feels like it's so easy to miss a piece here or there. I'm convinced that I missed like 3 copper earlier in the game, and I've probably missed other bits and pieces, but that's one of my biggest issues with the game at the moment. Is just that it feels like it's so easy to forget to do something when you're doing, you know, your bookkeeping, when you're doing your upkeepy stuff. Are you done?
I am done. I'm just trying to think. So I've got too many cards, so I have to throw out a card.
Okay,
I have
sure.
more than I'm allowed.
Yep.
And I get 3 MCs for throwing out a card, I believe.
You do. You do. You do. You do. Which is also probably something that we don't do very well in the game. I imagine, like, we're both sitting here with, you know, a bunch of cards in our hand, and that could very well be, like, I don't think we play a tight game. It is only the second time we're playing, so we've got a fair excuse there. I think you can definitely improve in terms of, you know, how efficiently you're playing and how quickly you build up your engine, which is nice. It feels like the game's got a lot of room to grow, which is, yeah, pretty cool.
Alright, I am done.
Alright.
Which means we're up to choosing new phase cards.
Yep.
I think I wouldn't mind doing some construction, but I'm not sure on that. I don't know how we win from here. I feel like we're very behind. We've only got 3 turns left.
Yeah, look, I think
we need to do production.
We definitely need to do production. There's no question about that. It's just, what of the, you know, 3 other ones do we do? I've got nothing to contribute from actions.
Alright,
so
we don't
I mean,
need
we just
to do
did
actions.
action until we produce again. We can't. So it's not action. I can do something with a development.
Sure.
I can do something with construction as well, if you want to play construction.
I'll
so
play
it's up
construction.
to you. Yep. Okay.
I'll play construction.
Cool.
And what goes first? Construction. So we need to both take a little cube. We've got construction and production. And let's construct.
Let's.
I'm going to be building 2 blue cards so that this thing can be activated. My 2 blue cards are going to cost me full price, I think.
Ripped off. Yes. That's not what you want.
Is this a good idea? I mean, my idea of playing the 2 blue cards is so that I have 5 blue cards in play, and then I can be spending 5 MC to raise the temperature. Although the temperature's getting pretty hot anyway.
I mean, you're in charge of raising that temperature. I'm not contributing pretty much anything to that temperature raising.
Yeah,
anymore.
I'm going to do it. You better do everything else then.
I will give it my all. Alright, so I've got a lot of asteroids coming in. So we've now got an ice asteroid coming in radius.
Ooh. Alright, so
in orbit. Ice asteroid coming in. It's going to cost 15.
So I'm playing this one first because the order of this does change things. So I'm playing this card first, which has an effect that when I play a card, I may spend 1 plant to reduce the card's cost by 5. So I'm spending a plant.
Mm-hmm.
So I did get a discount. Never pay full price for anything.
Coupons.
And I get this. Mostly so that I have 5 blues in play.
Cool. Very nice. Alright. I have launched an ice asteroid or harvested an ice asteroid, whatever it is. There's an ice asteroid going on here, which lets me flip over 2 tiles.
Yep, nice.
So I gain 2 coins. 1 plant.
So we're doing production.
And 1 card.
And I'm on 13 plus 2, so I get 15 MCs. I get a lot of heat now. I get 13 heat. 13.
I've ruined our nice little... I keep trying to fix it up and I'm just making matters so much worse.
3 green leaves. 1, 2, 3. Alright, I have finished producing.
Oh, I've not even started. Alright.
Oh, what were you doing then?
10
I saw you grabbing things and I was like, oh, he's already producing.
10
I'll go
plus
produce
14.
too.
So 24. 24.
We're supposed to be at about 40
And
each.
I gain 1 heat and 4 plants.
I'm not sure I see us winning this.
Hey, negative Nancy, we got this. We don't got this. Wow, we cannot.
We probably need to reassess.
Yeah. Look, back to the drawing board. Hey, it wouldn't be much fun if you could win the co-op mode.
First play.
First play.
It's
like,
true.
let's be real, we're not
True.
masterminds.
True.
It's been fun. All right. Well,
So
let's,
what are we
let's
up
play
to?
it
We're
out.
up to choosing new cards.
See if we can even crack that.
Oh, I mean, it
point.
said, when we read the rules, it said, get yourself a pen and paper, write down your score, aim to beat it next time.
Yeah.
We're setting the bar, and next time we'll be able to beat
Easy
it.
to achieve it. Most improved award.
Yeah,
most improved.
It's coming to us.
All right.
So I think we probably wish to be doing... What have I got?
I mean,
Some
I think it's
actions?
like just actions and production
I think we
at
need to
this
do some
point.
actions,
So
yeah.
you're on action, and I'm on.
I'm on production.
Yeah, I'm on action.
You do action.
Done.
Alright.
These things still feel maybe they're more important in a bigger player game.
In a 2-player game, we can look at our cards pretty
Yeah.
easily. So actions go before producing.
They do?
Take one of these. Take one of these.
Yes, thanks. Whew. Man,
And let's do some actions.
I don't need to look at them. All right, actions.
Top card of the deck. Screen discarding game C. It is. So I've got draw the top card of the deck. If it's green, discard it and gain 1 MC, and it was. So that's what I've done there.
That's good.
Um,
So I'm gaining a plant here, which raises that up, which lifts that up 1.
I'm going to spend from this card 5 money to raise the temperature by 1. Which lets me put this up. I'm then going to spend my heat to raise the temperature some as well.
Okay.
Let me do a quick bit of math. How many can I raise it? 10, 14,
So for me, I'm using these volcanic pools, which let me spend 12 to flip over a tile in the middle there. But it costs 1 less for each purple zappy I've got, and I've got 1, so that costs 11. And then each time I use an action, I get 1 back. This really wasn't worth building, but that's okay. So it's going to cost me 10 in total each time. So, and because I'm the one that used the action, I can do that twice. So I'm doing the volcanic pools twice, which lets me flip over 2 of these.
And while you weren't looking, I spent 16 heat to raise our temperature up by 2.
Sure.
Um,
Oh, you know the other thing I don't know if I've been doing? I'm not sure if I've been raising this point for each one of these I've flipped over.
I'm not sure either. I have not been tracking your stuff.
Oh, I mean, it's not that hard a concept to grasp, Jake. Anything you do on here, after you've done it, move that up. But I flip over these and I'm like, oh, I get things. And I start trying to look and grab stuff. It's, oh, man.
Alright, so I have got some money still, which if we're not doing more developing phases, I can spend. Don't know what to spend it on. I can spend it 14 to raise the temperature, 15 to flip a blue ocean, but you seem to have cards that are letting you do that or something. I'm not 100% paying attention
don't
to
flip
the system.
oceans. I got oceans covered.
So I can either spend my money to grow a forest, which lets me raise the oxygen. Probably that's what I should do because I'll have more
Sure.
heat.
Or-
Oh, will we? We've only got 1 more turn left. Yeah, and we're about to do produce.
No, I think next turn might be the last turn.
Yeah, one more turn left, that's what I mean.
Yeah. So we're about to do production, so you'll get some more heat, but is that going to be enough heat to raise it 3 times? Because I don't think I'll be able to help out with it. I mean, I think
also spend
this
money to
forests are victory points as well, right?
Yeah, and I can also spend money to raise heat.
So I think you go the forest.
Yeah. So forest actually costs 20. It's 10, 20. Put that up 1. Put iron red up 1.
I'm getting a tree.
Little
Well
forest.
done. I should probably look at these and see if I can work out where that thing's supposed to be. But I'll do that. I don't know, maybe next round. We'll see. I'll probably just accept that I probably haven't kept a very good track of it. Okay.
So we are going to produce.
Production, yep. So production, which is...
So I get the +4. That's on 2. And we're now at what? We're at 17.
17 plus 6 is 3.
Oh, me too.
Convenient.
So we both get a bunch of money.
Not enough.
I get 13 heat.
Not enough to put us up over the...
I get 3 leaves.
4 plants. 4 plants.
5.
And that's my
Flip them
production.
over for a silver one. For neatness sake. Alright, I have also finished producing.
Mm-hmm.
So next phase.
Yep. And
it's our last turn. So there's not really
which
any
means I
point
don't
in
think
doing
there's any
production.
production. Yeah, like
Because otherwise we get resources but haven't got any chance to
I think
spend
you're
them.
right.
So I think I need to play
You're doing
action.
action.
Which means you need to play. I mean, we kind of want our money.
Yeah.
We need to
for
work out
other
what we're
stuff.
going to spend. I guess
It
if you've
feels-
got any cards that.
Feels a little bit awkward because
I guess in a normal game, you wouldn't know the game's about to end. Like when we play
that's
versus
true.
mode, you don't know if that's going to get to
That's
the end
true.
and end your game or not.
But it does feel like at this point, because I mean, I don't think production gives anything at,
unless you've
in
got
endgame
victory
scoring.
points. If we did, what's that one called where you play red cards? Construction. If we did construction,
Mm-hmm.
I could spend 3 money to raise the oxygen 1 step.
Mm-hmm. That's a good deal. Done. I've got nothing to really
Do it
contribute
anyway. Yep,
here,
alright.
so yeah.
So we've got actions and construction, so we do construction first. I play this one. Requires 2 science, which I've got 2 science tags. And it lets me raise the oxygen 1 step. It costs 6, but it's got the star. So it costs 3 less, so it costs 3. And it lets me raise the oxygen, so that side's oxygen.
Mm-hmm.
And my list goes up 1 as well.
And I'm going to play the water import from Europa, which costs 22, but I get -6, which brings it down to 16, I think. Yep. So that brings it down to 16. Now I'm going to discard 3, 6,
Smart.
9, 12,
When are you allowed to do that?
15.
Because if I just discard all my cards, I'll have more money for when we get up to the action
And I
step.
pay 1 additional one. Alright,
Oh,
so
we took these, by the way.
we did. Cool. Well done.
And so we're up to now our
Actions. 'Cause
action phase. Yep.
So we didn't do this properly, but that's okay. So we're up to the action phase. So starting
so
with the
reveal
things
the
that I
top.
can do here.
If it's green, reveal the top card, and if it's green, discard it. And it is. I've got 1 extra dollar. Every dollar counts.
So I gain a plant, I raise that up 1, I raise that up 1. I'm then going to use this to build to flip the tile, and that costs me 12 minus 1 for each titanium I've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's only going to cost me 5, and I get a discount of 4 when I do that. Or of 1 rather, so it's going to cost me 4 to flip over the last tile here.
Alright.
Which gives me 1 back and 1 plant, which unfortunately is not enough to do anything super useful.
I forgot this before. You're right, there's a lot to remember when you do things. I had one that when you play cards, you may spend 1 plant to reduce its cost by 5.
Yeah.
It's just a lot to remember and go back to.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on, I'm using this action. I can spend 5 MC to raise the temperature 1 step, so there's 5. Put the temperature up 1 and me up 1. That's the one that I'm choosing to do twice, so I'll do that again.
Mm-hmm.
5, put the temperature up another 1. I'm then going to spend some heat to raise the temperature. It needs to go up 2 more, so that's fine. It's not, I'm 1 short. That's okay, that's okay. I'll use 8 to put it up 1. Man, 7.
That's rough.
7 left over. What
That
can I do with
is
7?
a heartbreaker. Well, you can use 7 as coins, right?
I can use it as coins,
So
but I would
it's
really
not-
have preferred. It's not wasted, but
Yeah.
you know. So yeah, I guess I use all. What have I got in plants?
Yeah, you've got 1. So you raise this up 1.
And build a forest.
Yep. So you got a
And then I've
forest.
just got money left, which that can be used as money. So I've got 10, 20, 25, 34. I've got 34 money. It costs 14 to raise the temperature 1.
Yeah, so I've got
34. I could do 1 and 1.
perfect. Done.
Makes 34.
Done. You do
so
that.
I'd spend all my money, and I'm going to be building 1 forest and raising 1 temperature.
And I'm going to spend 20
One
to
of that,
raise the
one of
forest.
that, one of that. You told me I had to get the temperature all the way, and I've done it.
Well done.
I told you were supposed to do everything else.
Well, I
and
did
we're
all the tiles.
3 oxygens off.
Look, it's pretty close, right? So I think that's it. All right, so let's count up victory points,
So I think
guess.
we need to look on our cards for things that have points.
Yep. So
And then just track them on here.
yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure these get added.
They do.
on. So 6 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And I've got 4 from those things.
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1,
And then what cards do I have with victory
2,
points? 3. That's got victory points.
4, 5.
That.
It's got 5 from that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oof.
Woof. I'm only moving up 1 more.
Yikes.
We're
supposed to get
not
to 40.
close.
Oof, we are
We're
so
not
far
very
off.
close. We have not
Yeah.
made Mars livable at this point.
No, Mars is...
Maybe one day in the future Mars will be lovely to live on.
Mars is cooked,
Not
but
yet.
not in the good way because it's... actually, no, look, it is cooked. It's, well, it's at the perfect temperature.
What?
Mars is at the perfect temperature and it's got lots of water. It just doesn't have quite enough oxygen to support us, and we don't have quite enough points to come back to Earth and say, look, Mum, we did it. But, hey,
We died trying.
I guess. I'm not sure if we died. I feel like we made it livable enough to, you know, I'm not sure. We're probably slowly dying of
3%
oxygen.
off oxygen, not
Yeah.
too bad.
Yeah.
So I guess what are your thoughts now that we've played the game twice, once in versus mode last night and once in solo mode tonight?
Yeah, spot on. So, last night, first time sort of going through the game. Honestly, there's not much changed, right? The one thing about this whole doing a first impressions but having actually had to play it twice because the footage messed up yesterday, I was really interested to know, you know, after this playthrough, what I would find different. Now, obviously, we played in co-op, and that was fun. Like, I enjoyed it. Able to discuss stuff a bit more. It still felt quite. It felt more collaborative, but yeah. Not as much as competitive. Like yesterday when we played through this, it practically felt like we were playing our own game, and there was so little other than what card you played here. It just didn't matter, you know, what was going on really. It's not like any worker placements going on and you're worried about anything like that. I had to know kind of what you were doing in terms of, you know, do I battle for oxygen or temperature, that sort of stuff. If I'm building up an oxygen engine and you're doing the same thing, then we're both going to cap out on oxygen. So that's not, you know, not particularly clever to do. So there's a bit of player...
Just consideration.
It's not really interaction, it's more consideration. But overall, like, I had fun last night. My biggest concern is just how fiddly it is. Like, I find it so difficult, and there's going to be a whole bunch of people that don't find it difficult. So I'm not saying that the game's, you know, bad or flawed, but I keep missing things, you know, and I don't want to say it's the game's fault, but at the same time, I also don't want to say it's, you know, my fault for not keeping track of stuff. Like, it feels like the game should provide a better way to handle the interactions that you've got each time you do something, and I can understand the complexity in that, given that there's
cards can interact.
Yeah, cards like do all sorts of wild combos and that sort of stuff, and it's almost impossible. But something like, hey, when you pay, like when you put in plants up here, you're going to return a forest token. You're also going to raise the oxygen track. You're also going to raise your TR. Like, that 4-step process just feels like it should be highlighted somewhere. They've got these like phase trackers, which is okay, but arguably I feel like these are kind of redundant. I mean, even in this playthrough, we sort of stopped flipping them over because, and maybe that is just because it's a 2-player game and it's easier to track these things in a 4-player game. And I can understand that they're there to track the 1 through to 5. Like, this is the priority order. I'm assuming the fact that these are like, you know, separate things, maybe they have, you know, plans to introduce different phases or something like that down the line, or different game modes that change it.
I did see this and go,
little
why are there holes here? There's something coming down the line.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe it's not even down the line. Maybe it's already maybe it's already there and we're just not aware of it, which is entirely possible. But yeah, the game itself, like, I had a lot of fun with it. I've had a lot of fun with it. It feels like in this co-op mode where we were time capped at 15 rounds, I enjoyed that because while we didn't win, I don't mind that. I'm more than happy to lose a cooperative game and learn from it, try again. Yeah, I don't mind a game being hard at all. So I almost would have been disappointed if we had one, given that we're brand new to the game. So yeah, I don't mind that at all. It felt like the game we played last night overstayed its welcome a little. It ended up being about, I don't know, somewhere between an hour and a half, 2 hours to play through a 2-player game. Now, as you can probably tell, we're a bit slower, you know, through this playthrough. But yeah, it feels like potentially that overstayed its welcome a little, and that was just 2 players. We were just learning the game, so new cards, that sort of stuff, new interactions. A bit quicker.
I liked the length tonight.
Yeah, me too.
If anything, I felt stressed because those cubes, I'm going, time's running out and we are nowhere near winning yet. And it was like a get your butt into gear. Like, you need to start moving these things. And maybe that's something that, you know, next time I would do differently. You know, we didn't move these up as soon. When you move them up, you move up your TR, which moves up your earnings. And so maybe that's something that we needed to look at doing sooner, and it's just kind of strategies we'll have to play with.
Yeah.
But that's enjoyable. You're right. If we had won the first time we play it, then it just feels like there's no challenge in it.
No room to grow.
Why keep going?
Yeah.
This gives you, a benchmark to aim to work towards and beat next time. The other thing that you said about, you know, the fiddly bits and pieces, I didn't really notice it last night when we played, but tonight with my purple effect cards, remembering those effects and when they come into effect. So there was one that I noticed, at least once I'd forgotten about it, that I could spend a plant to make something cost 5 less.
Yeah.
And so you obviously have to remember that during your development or your action phase, or not your development or your construction phase, and I just hadn't looked up there to remember that. And so there are bits and pieces that you miss, and there were times when I was reminding you to take gold or something. Like, there is a lot going on that you need to remember, and it's enjoyable because there's a lot going on and it's thought-provoking, but you forget things easily, I guess, or at least we do.
That's pretty much it, right? So initial impressions here is that it's
really fun.
Yeah, a fun game. We're going to play this more and more. Do look out. Like, we'll end up doing a full, proper review on the game. But initial impressions, I really enjoyed it. I think it is a fun engine building game. I think there's plenty to go. So, we'll look at the deck. We've barely scratched the surface there. One thing I will say about that, so as I was drawing cards, towards the end of the game, I had some cards, I ended up discarding them here, but I had some cards that were like, I went, oh, that would have gone really well, like this cartel card here, right? So this cartel card, during the production phase, this produces 1 money per world you have, including this card. So, had I had that earlier
from the start.
Yeah, from the start, along with my, the world, stuff that I can capitalize on here. Like, where I'm going with this is it feels like the game can be quite lucky. You can draw a perfect hand that synergizes, wonderfully with each other and just have an absolutely cracking game. Or you can draw a bunch of mess that doesn't actually help you at all. Now, the research phase can help alleviate that, right? If you're looking at your hand and going, I've got no synergies, you can use the research action to try and, find the cards that synergize. Yeah, so I'm sure there's a level of mitigation there, but it is subject to kind of there just being a bit of luck there, right? And it doesn't bother me. Like, I'm not going, we lost because I didn't draw things that synergize. That's not what I'm saying at all. I just kind of noticed this as I was drawing it towards the end and going, if I started off with this awesome set of cards that all synergize super well together, then that could have been awesome. And it's just something, I guess, that I thought about and went, this is a consideration, but nothing major. Any other thoughts that you had, or we'll wrap it up?
I really enjoyed playing, and we've played 2 nights in a row now, but I'm ready to play again. The challenge is there to try and beat this game in co-op mode, and that is enjoyable. I want to play again. I want to see what other cards are in that deck and see how I can build my engine better so that maybe next time we can win. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too. And I think I enjoyed it more in the 2-player cooperative mode than I did in the versus, and that's simply because we spoke to each other. There was, what works well for you works well for me. That collaboration and just bringing or promoting the table talk. I really like that. In the versus mode that we had yesterday, it was kind of completely left on us to interact. We basically could have been playing
solo.
Yeah, we really could have.
Because there's no interaction. We're both focused on our cards. We're not even looking at what cards have you got and when you're earning your money, how are you getting it from. It was really just, I'm looking at my cards and what I need to do, and you're basically playing behind a brick wall because I wasn't paying any attention
pretty much.
And so it was more enjoyable to play in the co-op mode.
Yeah. I could definitely picture how 3 and 4 player games, the competitive nature, I don't think it'll encourage a lot of interaction between players at all, but with the more people around the table, the more likely you are to just get, general table talk and banter anyway. So I think it matters a lot less in a higher player count game, whereas in a 2-player count game where it's just the 2 of you and you're both thinking about your strategy and what you're doing, there's just less talking going on. So it's more like you're sitting down to play individual games with a little bit of bouncing off each other and that sort of stuff. But anyway, that's our first playthrough and first impressions of Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition. Please let us know if you've played this game and what you thought about it, and whether you've got any feedback for us. If you did like this video or these opinions, please hit the like and subscribe button. It'll help us out tremendously. And I think that's a wrap. Hopefully, we make a review of this in the not too distant future, and you guys come back to see that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm Jake.
And I'm Miss.
And we're Board Down Under, and see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.